Well, welcome to the Botanical Medicine Study Course with me, your host and instructor for the online Botanical Medicine class, Stephanie Georgia. Thank you so much for spending your valuable time with me. If you would like to participate in the course, which begins in early 2024, link below for a free introductory video and handouts in the program notes, and you will be instructed on how you can download a video and download the handouts. Now, at the time of the posting of this video, we're in the middle of winter here in the Northern Hemisphere. Now, some of us are having a whopping of a winter, but it really is citrus season in the Northern Hemisphere. Now, in this episode, we'll be looking at what I am calling miscellaneous citrus, meaning looking at different citrus fruits and how they are used as healing medicines, both in nutrition as well as botanical medicine. And we've been doing a couple slides on all of this, which I hope you've been enjoying. I certainly have. So this will be our final herbs of the week, because we're going to look at several citrus for our focus. Now, citrus, as you have heard me in the other videos in this series, citrus is a genus of flowering trees and shrubs in the rue family, and it's called Rutaceae. And the plants in this genus produce delicious citrus fruits, which include important cash crops such as oranges, lemons, grapefruits, and limes. The genus Citrus is native to South Asia, East Asia, Southeast Asia, Melanesia, and as well as Australia. Now, various citrus species have been used and domesticated by many indigenous cultures in these areas since ancient times, but there have been cultivation spreads to Micronesia and Polynesia by the Austronesian expansion, which happened about 5,000 years ago. And citrus also spread to the Middle East and the Mediterranean via the incense trade route. There's all these wonderful trade routes like spice trades and incense trade, gold trade, tin trade, all of this. And basically what happened was that's how citrus got to Europe. And then obviously during the age of exploration, citrus was brought to the Americas. And as an almost native Californian, I can thank the Spaniards for their effort on that. Now, all citrus fruits, it doesn't matter what kind of citrus fruit you are very high in vitamin C, which means anything that vitamin C is good for, citrus helps out. And this can be anything from skin health to immunity and heart health. And in terms of botanical medicine, the essential oil of the peel is the main application, either using the peel in teas or formulas, or the essential oil by itself, or in combination with other oils in things like baths, liniments, and facial steams, etc. The peels, especially the white stuff, is very high in both vitamin C as well as bioflavonoids. And the bioflavonoids are called the pre-vitamin C. And these are not as acidic in nature when taken as a supplement. So if you see something that says bioflavonoids on it, I personally prefer that. I tend to be very acidic in general. So if I take a lot of vitamin C, like take 1,000 milligrams every day for a couple days, in about a week, I have a stomach ache and my gums are hurting. So those are the signs that you're doing too much vitamin C, but bioflavonoids don't seem to do that. Now, all citrus oils, citrus essential oils, which come from the peel, and it's called CEOs in the botanical world, consist of some major biologically active compounds, and you can see them all here. You're welcome to use these in your Scrabble game. And basically, most of these are different types of monoterpenes, aldehydes, and sesquiterpenes. And especially the limonene, which is found in all of these essential oils of all citrus peels. These are responsible for all the delightful smells and healing actions from the peels. Now this slide, and I've given you the guide to this, I found this on PubMed. There's so many different actions of citrus oils. And this is a wonderful graphic that basically shows you their antioxidants. They also help with diabetes, and they're really good at getting rid of bugs and fleas. I've told you in prior videos that citrus, especially orange oil, is really good for flea baths for your lovely cats and dogs. But you need to do that outside because these critters will jump on you or your surrounding areas. So orange oil is really good, but they're used in a lot of things to get rid of fleas and bugs. They're also really powerful antibacterials. And they're also really good at getting rid of fungus. So really, really amazing things. So all citrus oils do that. So our first miscellaneous citrus is lemon, and it's citrus limon is the botanical name. This is obviously very high in vitamin C. It's really good for promoting colon and digestive health. And there's lots of herbal and health regimens that say you should drink some warm lemon water every morning to get that colon moving. It's really good at weight loss. I'm not sure exactly how it does that, but it does. And it also prevents the formation of kidney stones. And lemon oil stimulates lymphatic drainage. It's really good in any kind of bath or massage oil if you're going through a detox. And it helps defend your body against harmful pathogens. And it's really good for all sorts of things. And wonderful to drink the juice on a regular basis, especially fresh juice. But you need to be careful because it is very acidic. And some doctors are saying that their patients are coming with enamel on their teeth wearing down from drinking so much lemon juice. So just as with all things, caution is advised. Now, lime, which is Citrus aurantifolia, these are kind of a nice option if you're like me and you're very acidic, and if you drink a lot of lemon juice, it really starts bothering you. Limes are also very high in vitamin C and antioxidants. They're high in potassium and magnesium, and which means they're not as acidic as lemon. And lime juice is really good, as I say, is an alkalinizer of the blood. It's really helpful for that. Anything that vitamin C is good for, the lime obviously helps. They also prevent kidney stones. They help, they're a powerful antiseptic, they're an antibacterial, antimicrobial, and they're also an anti-inflammatory. They're very high in vitamins A, B, C, and D. They're high in potassium, as I said, and magnesium. And the kaffir lime leaves, which is very popular in Thai cuisine, you can get them at Asian stores. These are used in medicine, botanical medicine, particularly Thai. And these are very aromatic, and they're used in cooking and flavoring, specifically in savory curry pastes, like that wonderful red and green paste that you like to add to whatever it is that you're cooking. And in traditional Thai medicine, they're used as tea to help maintain healthy teeth and gums. They're also used as a remedy for scurvy. And lime, these leaves help reduce stress. They're antibacterial. They're good for freshening the breath. They also are used as an insect repellent. And if you make a tea with the leaves and you drink the tea and also use the tea as a scalp treatment, it helps promote healthy hair growth. Now, the oil, I highly recommend having oil in your essential oil kit, lime oil. This is also a very powerful antiseptic, antibacterial, antimicrobial, anti-inflammatory. It's also really, really good for the skin because it's antiseptic and antibacterial. It helps kill those little bugs that make welts on your face. So you need to dilute the oil and use it topically. It's also known to brighten dull complexions. Now, another amazing citrus fruit is grapefruit, and this is Citrus paradisi. I just would love to know why they name certain things certain ways in Latin, but this one, I really love this name. And the grapefruit seed extract is the big medicinal thing. And this is made from the seeds, pulp, and white membranes of the grapefruit. This has unbelievably high levels of vitamin C. So for those of you who can tolerate high levels of vitamin C, this is a great way to get it. It's wonderful to take during cold and flu season. It's usually mixed in with glycerin. So these are kind of sweet ways to take this because grapefruit is very bitter. And again, really good for heart health, digestive health, helps to lower bad cholesterol. And the oil is really good at balancing mood. I find it very uplifting. I really like the smell of grapefruit essential oil. It also may decrease blood pressure and relieve stress, and it may tighten skin. So you'll see some recipes or products on the market like cellulite oil. Obviously, it doesn't give you cellulite. It's supposed to get rid of cellulite, but you can rub that on wherever your areas are. But especially, yeah, it can, at the very least, you smell wonderful. Now, you need to be careful because many drugs are broken down, or the other fancy word for that is metabolized, with the help of the enzyme called CYP3A4. And this enzyme resides in your small intestine. And grapefruit in general, but specifically the juice, can block the action of intestinal CYP3A4. So if you're drinking grapefruit juice and you're taking your medications, instead of your medications being metabolized, they're not metabolized, which means too much of your drug enters your blood system and stays in the body longer. And billions of dollars go into researching and formulating and manufacturing drugs in a specific doses so that your body gets the best effects. And so why would you want to cancel all of that out and also potentiate what's going on in your body by drinking or eating grapefruit? So this is something really, if you are on any kind of medication for cholesterol or high blood pressure, you need to talk with your physician and pharmacist if you have any questions. This doesn't seem to be an issue with other forms of citrus, but it's definitely with grapefruit. So the best thing to do is not do this. Don't risk it if you're on these drugs. I think it's interesting that grapefruit helps even out cholesterol and it helps even out blood pressure. So if you're kind of on the border and you don't want to take medication, maybe just eat a grapefruit a day and see if you can not have to take your medicines. But definitely, if you are on any kind of medication for cholesterol or blood pressure. This is not something you should include in your diet. Now, our next miscellaneous but very wonderful citrus is called Citrus aurantium. It's immature bitter orange. And in Chinese herbal medicine, it's called zhishe. And I can tell you, this is in pretty much everything. It's just a wonderful, wonderful herb. And they take the immature orange and they slice it up, and they basically, it's the peel that is used. And it's pungent, bitter, and slightly cold. It enters the large intestine, spleen, and stomach meridians. And the big thing in Chinese medicine is called phlegm. And we in the West have very, very specific and visual orientations towards phlegm. But phlegm is kind of a blanket term in Chinese medicine, Chinese medical theory. And it's basically any type of accumulation. So you can have visible and invisible phlegm. And this is really good for both. And any kind of accumulation basically results in pain, distension, gas, constipation. It's called qi stagnation. So this helps unblock that. And so it's used for breast pain, fullness in the chest, rectal prolapse, all kinds of different things, uterine prolapse. It's a really good herb to put in formulas after women have given birth. So it's a wonderful, wonderful herb to use, and it's used quite frequently. Now, here is a really lovely plant. I always say I would like to be in the pitch meetings when nature was like, hey, let's do this, and how they got this through the committee. But it's in English, it's called Buddha's hands. And most of us have seen bits of this. If you buy the fruit mixture for your fruit cakes, this is called citron, and this is what it is. And it's a citrus. It's called Citri sacrodactylus fructus, and it's mostly peel. There's hardly any like fruit section in there. It's just basically mostly peel. And it's eaten as candy, or you add it to things like panettone and other stuff like that, where they candy the peel. I think it's really delicious. I also think it's really pretty to look at in terms of the tree. And this herb, obviously the peel is used. It's pungent, bitter, and warm. It enters the liver, spleen, and stomach and the lung meridians. And it's really good for soothing liver qi and regulating qi. It just gets everything going, particularly in the middle jiao, middle energizer. It dries dampness and it also resolves dampness. So it's really good for things like edema, etc. So any type of abdominal pain, nausea, and vomiting, it also helps increase appetite, which I would say if you're not nauseated or vomiting, usually your appetite's pretty good. Now, how do you use these wonderful things? Mostly it's the peel and the essential oil that you use. And you can use these in teas. You can obviously drink the juice, but be careful what kind of juice if you're on certain types of medication. You can obviously eat these things, are really nutritious for you. But some of the best ways to do these are in facial steams. And I have a link below on how to do that. You can use the peel. Usually the fresh peel is the best for things like facial steams. You can use the dried peel for teas, but also you can just use the essential oil, just a couple drops in a facial steam. You can also add them to your baths. You want to cut them, obviously. They can be very tingly, so be careful. But that's mainly how we use these. We don't necessarily use these in things like tinctures or capsules. And obviously cooking with citrus is incredible. You can use the fresh citrus slices. I find them really yummy in things like salads. You can also put it on your cereal if you like, or oatmeal, whatever. I like to mix citrus with yogurt. That's one of my favorite ways to eat citrus, particularly oranges. The juice is amazing. You can use it in marinades, you use it in salad dressings, you use it to flavor things like meats and soups and salad dressings. Um, you use the zest. It's worth investing in a citrus zester. All other forms are very time consuming and you get the huge chunks. But if you use a citrus zester, it's actually designed for that. And obviously just using the fruit in, you can stuff a chicken or a turkey with various citrus fruits. It's quite yummy. Or poach things in citrus slices and bake and all sorts of things. One of my favorite ways to use lemons actually is to preserve them. And I've put a recipe on how to preserve lemons. You can do this with any citrus. I would only recommend doing that with orange and lime and lemon. I wouldn't necessarily do that with other types of citrus, but it's basically preserving squished citrus in salt, and it keeps forever. And you just throw a couple slices in any kind of sauce that you're making or salad dressing. It's also wonderful to throw into any kind of grain that you're cooking, a couple slices of that. It's really yummy. And so this is just different ways that you can cook with citrus. And I've included also some recipes in the program notes. And growing citrus is really quite wonderful. As you can see in one of these diagrams, if you're living in an area that is kind of cold and it gets a lot of frost, citrus does not do well with frost. It really doesn't. And so if you live in an area that gets a lot of frost or snow, you can grow citrus in a pot, any kind you want, and you move it outside during the summer, and then it gets pollinated. The flowers always smell amazing, and you attract pollinators to your garden. And then in the autumn, you bring it back inside and it can be with you and whatever type of heat you're using. So again, I have a list, a link in the program notes on how to do that. So however you wish to incorporate this incredible gift from nature that has just expressed herself in so many delicious and beautiful, fragrant, and colorful ways, I highly recommend exploring all forms of citrus. They're all just amazing, incredible. So this is Stephanie Georgiev saying thank you so much for spending your valuable time with me. Make sure to check out the links below for all kinds of information that I've mentioned throughout the video, as well as if you would like information and a free introductory video to the herbal course. Got that down there too. So until next time, be well.